Good morning. It is currently 10:49 a.m. on Saturday, July 18th, 2015. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up after sleeping in, obviously. This is 5 more minutes. So, yesterday I went to see Ant-Man, the latest of Marvel Studios' superhero movies, and it's pretty good. I can't say that I was blown away exactly. It's not my new favorite or anything, but it's an awful lot of fun. There's a little bit of tropiness with the female characters that I felt could have been better, but it's also certainly not the worst offender. Um, basically the trope in question here is the hey, let's make this secondary female character so competent and awesome and badass that we have to make the story bend over backwards for why she doesn't just do everything. So I suppose that's a step forward from having female characters that don't do anything because they're not capable of anything. But it also just feels like the character of Hope, played by Evangeline Lilly, is cool enough that I wish she had more to do in this movie. But again, not a huge complaint. It's not an egregious example of the trope necessarily, but it's certainly there. That's not to imply that Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, the primary character, is not himself pretty great. Certainly casting a primarily comedic actor was a good choice for the flavor of this movie that they were going for. It's a lot of humor in it. It's very funny. Michael Douglas is also pretty good as Hank Pym. Luna, come on. You know. And is constantly on guard for people who might try to break in or, just walk by in the hallway. What else was I going to say about Ant-Man? Yeah, it's good. And I think that if you are not sold on Ant-Man's power set as being helpful or good or interesting to watch, then you will probably be surprised. I think the action is done pretty remarkably well. It plays a little fast and loose with physics, but, it is a superhero movie. It's mostly just that if you want to get really nitpicky about it, which, going in for me, there was a little bit of an aspect of I reserve the right to notice my nits, but I'm not going to make a big deal about them. It plays a little fast and loose with its own rules, like how does the whole shrinking process work, and if that, then what? Meaning, does he still have the same mass? Does he have an increased density? He has added strength, but what exactly does that mean? It's what it means is what the script wants it to mean at any given moment. But again, not an egregious example, just nitpick stuff. So I think maybe the nits and the things that I mentioned here are really my only reservations whatsoever to calling it. It's like, oh my gosh, it's amazing, it's unbelievable. Ah! So, the nits are holding me back from there. But what I can say enthusiastically is it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad I saw it. It's really good. I liked it a lot. I think Marvel has not disappointed me yet. Certainly some of their movies I like more than others, but there's not been one yet that I think is bad or not worth seeing. And this one falls pretty much right in the middle of the pack for me. It's very entertaining, even if it has some minor issues that hold it back from being number one in my heart. I think number one in my heart, incidentally, is still Guardians of the Galaxy. That movie just works on me in a way that I'm not fully able to explain. But On the whole, though, it's a worthy addition to the new saga. It introduces some new elements. It's got 2 after credit sequences, and I'm still gobsmacked every time I see one of these movies and I see people leaving as soon as the credits start, and I'm like, have you not figured this out yet? It'd be one thing if you have someone who's 2 weeks in saying, oh, I guess I'll see it now, but someone going on opening night, like, what? I just don't understand that mindset. If they've not realized yet, or I don't know, maybe they didn't like it. Anyway, I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.